Good evening. Today I have got an article wherein the foreign institutional investors who invest in the Indian markets have reduced their stake by 3.67% in the last 2 months. So there are three stocks affected by this. Uh, the exposure to the Indian equities and the global economic uncertainties, rising interest rates, and geopolitical tensions have reduced their exposure. This pullback reflects a cautious stance on the emerging markets, including India, despite its strong fundamentals. The decline in the FII inflows, has impacted market sentiment from prompting increased domestic investor participation to help stabilize equity markets. Stocks decreased its stake by 3.6%. One is Cohance Lifesciences is engaged in the business of developing and manufacturing new chemical entity based intermediates, APIs, and formulated drugs under contract research and manufacturing services for global pharmaceutical, biotechnology, and chemical companies. The investors decreased their stake from 11.05% to 7.38% in May 2025. The second stock is Vodafone Idea. Business provide communication solutions to global and Indian corporations, public sector and government bodies, small and medium enterprises and startups. It offers voice services, broadband services, content and digital offerings. The FIIs of the company decreased their stake by 3.54% from 10.10% in Q4 FY25 to 6.56% in April 2025. Mahindra and Mahindra Financial Services, non-banking NBFC companies engaged in providing asset finance through its branch network. Its segments include financing activities and other reconciling items. Investors decreased their stake by 1.21% from 10.68 to 9.47%. Important disclaimer: this article information has been extracted from different resources on the internet. All investment opinions and recommendations mentioned are solely those of the expert broking houses and rating agencies. These views do not reflect any personal opinion or advice. Stock market investments carry inherent risk of financial loss. Investors must exercise their own judgment and conduct proper due diligence. The author bears no responsibility for any losses resulting from the decisions based on this article. It is strongly recommended you consult a qualified financial advisor or broker before making any investment decisions. Vodafone Idea, we all know all about. Mahindra and Mahindra Financial Services is a part of the Mahindra and Mahindra Group, so it's a non-banking financial company. The third stock, Cohance Lifesciences, is not so well-known entity. Where maybe we can have a detailed look into what the company does. However, at this point in time, it was just to brief you all that reduction in the FII could impact the stock in a negative way. Uh, it could drag the current market price and value of the stock, especially when their stake is bought up by the public holding. Though most times when FIs sell their stock, it is drags the market down. The value of the stock falls quite quickly, and it again depends on the domestic institutional investors, the DIIs who actually buy. So when DIIs buy their share, the market still remains to some extent steady, though the volume of the price reduces. However, in terms of FIIs selling their stake to local public investors, and the distribution is amongst a wider audience, then there are chances of high volatility in stock volumes across both the exchanges, which further impacts the stock negatively. And there are higher chances and risk of prices correcting and price of the stock further falling down. So very important is to keep track of uh, where FIIs are selling their stake, and at the end, who is buying, what is the fundamentals of the company, the business that they are into, whether there is growth in their business or whether there is too much high competition in that sector of business. So those kind of things play a very important role. So friends, thank you for watching. Thank you for listening to the information shared across this video. So please share this video with your friends, family, and associates so they could benefit from this information. Also, would request you to share your valuable feedback in terms of how you like the content and the presentation of the video. In this particular video, there is no update on financials here because we don't really want to get into too much detail as there are three companies involved and it would make the uh, video very big as well. And we all know how Vodafone Idea has been struggling, and the financials of the NBFC, uh, it again depends on uh, how well market penetrated their service offering is. So that will be something that can be looked into further detail. So thank you once again. Thanks for watching. We'll connect with another video very soon.